Did you guys have any dreams last night?
Yeah.
What?
I dreamt that I could stay in bed the next day. Didn't come true.
Oh.
Your laugh was crazy, bro.
Wait, no. I mean, I was editing last week's episode, or the Galentine's, and she does that multiple times.
Do what?
She's like,
I don't think I sound like that. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. This is Do
Ray.
me,
Girls.
Yours is off.
I feel like mine's always off. So recently, we've all been watching the Olympics, and it's been amazing to see so many Asian women participating this winter, like Alyssa Liu, Eileen Gu, Chloe Kim, and it's just been very inspiring for us to watch them through their Olympic journey, especially because these women are excelling in spaces that are historically not as celebrated in our culture. And I think growing up, the natural career progressions or expectations of us typically align with STEM, stability, and not very much in like the culture and arts aspect. So for this special episode, we thought that it'd be really fun to kind of go back into the past and talk about our childhood dreams and everything that happened along the way as we grew up. The first question is, what was your childhood dream?
Well, when I was really young, I wanted to be a ninja.
I can vouch for that.
And then I wanted to be a superhero, which I think is a very common thing amongst children, specifically a superhero that was put into a normal family, adopted into a normal family.
We were the normal family.
Yes. I thought I would be like the superhero where they're like trying to keep me safe before my powers like emerge. And so they would just hide me in a normal family.
Kind of
And
like
so-
Harry Potter.
Oh,
Exactly.
I read Harry Potter before I turned 11. So I thought I was going to get a owl, you know,
Yes.
and I was sorely disappointed like after my 11th birthday and nothing came.
Yeah. No, I remember just like waiting for my powers to emerge. But once I realized I was a normie, my my following dream was to be an artist. Yes.
Yeah. Wait, low key, I remember maybe it was on your 11th birthday because Leona and I used to share a room growing up. And so our beds were just right next to each other. She looked so sad on her 11th birthday. I was like, girl, what are you waiting for? Like, what's going on? And then I think
Yeah.
that's when you told me, you're like, oh, you were expecting someone to come pick you up.
Yeah, I don't know if it was like exactly 11. Like 11's a big
11,
age,
12.
I think,
I think you're
in anime,
I think
low
you're-
key.
No, I think she's confusing two memories.
Oh, really?
Because when I was 11, we shared a bunk bed.
What?
When I was 11, we
Oh.
shared a bunk bed. When she
I
was
was
11,
11.
you guys were in a room. Yeah.
yeah.
I was sorely disappointed my 11th birthday.
Okay.
I see.
What you guys need to take away from this is one, I have terrible memory. Two, these two are so freaking delusional.
Yeah. I think for me, it wasn't specifically my 11th birthday. I was sad every birthday because up until I was 16, I would wish my birthday wish would be for superpowers.
Right.
And then when it didn't come by the next birthday, I was like, damn, I gotta waste my birthday wish on the same wish. You know? Once I realized they weren't coming, I was like, I want to be an artist.
I think I had more practical dreams
Boring.
as a kid. Yeah. I think the first dream I had was to be a figure skater, which is so,
I remember that.
I guess, on
Yeah.
trend right now. But being a figure skater back then wasn't like super trendy. I think now everyone's in their Alyssa Liu era, which is amazing. Growing up, I really begged mom and dad to enroll me in figure skating lessons, but they were really scared. I feel like mom and dad, or maybe specifically dad, I don't know if you guys got this sense from him, but he was really afraid to put us into sports that could hurt us. I remember him saying like no volleyball for the knees. Just like, yeah, anything that's like very physical. And then also we were very classically trained in instruments growing up. And how do I say this? I think our dad also had expectations, and maybe still has expectations of us to be very demure ladies.
I think it's a walking contradiction, right? Because I would agree that he didn't want us doing sports that would be more harmful to our bodies, but he was also very pushy about us doing sports. Like,
Well, like no
every-
contact sports, but yeah.
no
Or, like,
contact sports, but like I was pushed, like we were enrolled in like anything you can think of: swimming, tennis, badminton, like ping pong. Like
all
they
no
paid.
contact
Yes.
sports.
Yeah, like they
no
they
contact
paid for a lot of stuff to make sure we were well rounded.
Yes.
So
Except
yeah,
for in contact sports.
right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
All non-contact sports. Yeah.
But you know what? The only thing I did like in high school and middle school were contact sports. But that's a story for another time.
But
I
that's
sucked.
because you were rebelling.
Yeah, and I sucked.
I did one contact sport for 1 year in high school, and I learned that non-contact sports were better for me.
Same. I learned that in middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to be a figure skater, but I think dad like really pushed that dream off for me until I was in middle school because I don't know, he told me the scary story of his like great aunt or something losing a pinky in the ice rink because her hand got skated over.
Wait, Loki, someone skated over my hand at one point.
Were you fine? You still had
Well, I had a cut, but yeah, the pinky didn't like didn't come
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
But there was this.
Well, you were one of the lucky few.
Oh, luckily, I was wearing gloves. Always wear your gloves
Yeah.
in the ice rink.
I really wanted to be a figure skater because we all watched Ice Princess growing up, and I
R.I.P.
yeah, I used to think Alice was the girliest, but now looking back, I feel like I'm also very girly.
I was never the
I think you were
girliest.
always the
I
girliest,
was
Jay.
never the girliest.
We've had this comment.
How, like, she called us Delulu? She's
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
Wait, because
you.
at one
It's
point
always
she
been
said
you.
you were the girliest, and then at another point she said I was the
It's
girliest.
never-
no, it was not you.
It was no. It's always been you. It's always
I feel like
been
at one
you.
point you were like Leona.
You were never in like the competition, but anyways,
All right.
yeah,
Hey, she won homecoming queen.
that's true. Miss Homecoming.
Are you gonna mention this every episode?
Yeah, we're just gonna give you like a title, Miss Homecoming. Queen.
Yeah, no, but you
Whatever.
were hands down always the girliest.
Okay.
For sure,
Yeah.
for sure. Wait, but honestly, like figure skating, I know it's a really tough sport, but it looks very graceful and very like
Very
fits
beautiful.
the demure, like
Yeah.
beautiful,
Yeah.
womanly, ladylike aesthetic.
Well, I think I was well trained for it because we did ballet growing up too, so it was a really good foundation. But definitely with sports, just sometimes it's better if you're not like naturally already talented and gifted to start as early as you can. So I think that dream, like they did let me live it for a little bit, but then I was already 12. I skated until like high school, and I think I was just always like the tallest and the eldest person in my group. It was just kind of really hard to catch up competitively. After figure skating, it was violin. So I wanted to be a professional violinist. I was training really hard to go to Juilliard pre-college for a little bit. And then I also really wanted to be a pastry chef.
Oh yeah.
Pastry chef Julia was probably like my biggest dream, to be honest.
Was that because of Humera Patissier?
Yeah, Leona
Okay.
got me into anime growing up. There's one that is called Yumerio Patissier. Wow, that sounded really American. But yeah, it really inspired me to be a pastry chef.
When I was younger, when I was, a kid, and adults would ask me, what do you want to be when you grow up? My answer was always a princess. If you guys watch Suyinzi growing up, English name Princess Returning Pearl.
That's not the name. It's 皇珠格格.
Oh yeah,
It's just the
Yeah,
name of the
it's
main
usually the name of the character.
you're right. 皇珠格, yeah. 婉珠嘎嘎. Okay, you're right. 婉珠嘎嘎. And then the English name is Princess Returning Pearl. I would always say, when I grow up, I want to be Zimei, which is ironic because I feel like my personality is more Suyinzi.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Ironically. When I got a little bit older, I think at one point I wanted to go into politics, journalism, law.
Yeah, you were just really into writing. Actually,
Writing. I forgot.
yeah,
I wanted to be an
yeah.
author.
yeah. No, I think you first wanted to write creatively, and then I think it
No.
stepped to being more practical jobs from that.
I remember when you would write fan fiction.
I never published anything though.
I feel like I read some of your stuff.
Yeah, but I didn't publish it. You
Oh.
just came to my room.
Yeah.
I feel like you used to read her journals or something.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You did.
We both did. We both did.
Wait, me too?
Yeah, we both did.
It was mostly you.
Ja?
It was
Jinja.
it was no, it was you first and then you showed her where I put it.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
That sounds right. That sounds right.
Yes.
I think so.
No, I'm telling you, that's what happened.
You naughty girl.
Wait, you started.
I had a key and everything.
That's so rude of us.
Yeah, we were.
We apologize.
Yeah, I don't accept.
That's crazy.
Oh man,
I don't remember.
I remember.
Hey, stop moving
It
your
was
mic.
juicy.
Hey, stop moving your mic.
Sorry, we've been having mic issues because apparently we just move it around too much.
Follow-up question. What happened to those dreams?
Well, I did not become a princess. Instead, I actually became a peasant.
What? What does that mean?
I'm a corporate slave.
Oh,
But
Corporate weapon.
weapon.
just a cog in the old machine.
All right.
I think it was around high school time, right? Every single thing that I was kind of interested in doing, Dad would kind of shut down. It was like, oh, I want to be a writer. And he said, you're going to be broke. If you're a bad writer, you're going to be broke. If you're a good writer, you're not going to make any money until you're dead. And then your grandkids are going to cash in on the money. Your grandkids can make their own money. That's what he said about being a writer. So I was like, okay, let me explore other options. Okay, what about politics? Because I'm super interested in politics. I'm good at public speaking. I have a lot of opinions. I want to do something with my life. And then he said, no, our family, like, we've been burned before. Like, we're not touching politics. And he straight up said, Alice, you have a vagina and you're yellow. Like, what are you going to do in politics in America? Straight up. And then I told Grandpa too, right? And Grandpa was just like, I'd rather you be a
Huh?
yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Well, Grandpa was in politics. And
Right.
yeah, and he straight up told me, he was just like, politics is dirtier than I'd rather you be a
This is so real. This is so real. Wow.
No, like,
Okay,
I,
wow.
am I,
Cut her off.
wait, am I too unfiltered?
No. We
Like, feel free to edit this out. But
we
I'm
appreciate
just-
the honesty.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, okay, fine. Maybe not politics. So then maybe like let me go into law, right? Like maybe law, like I could help people or whatever. And then my dad said, you're gonna be one of those broke ass lawyers that take on pro bono, like help people. No, you're gonna be broke. So then I was like, crap, like what am I gonna do with my life? So like
Oh.
like any other good Asian kid that was not smart enough to go into med school, not smart enough to do engineering or STEM, I went the business route and ended up in accounting.
Oh. Damn.
Yes.
What a long and windy road.
Yeah.
What a story. What a thrilling story of how dreams get crushed.
You know what's so sad though? Like, I used to be a pretty decent writer, and like now the only thing I write are corporate emails.
Oh shoot.
really good ones.
Really good ones, but yeah. Okay.
Wow. So this was like what? Like accounting was your fourth choice?
It was just the practical one.
It was just the practical one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now with AI taking over, it's not even that practical, but let's not go into that because that's a whole other episode that I'm going to be spiraling in.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So for figure skating, I started quite late. I started when I was 12. We all took lessons together, actually. We started off with private lessons in China. That's kind of how we spent our summers growing up. We would just go to China and we took a shit ton of extracurriculars there and a lot of summer camps. So yeah, I think the first 2 summers actually we all took ice skating lessons together, or you quit?
Well, we were not that into it.
I took one class and I was like, this is not for me.
Oh, just kidding. Wow, I have terrible memory.
Yeah, I took one class and I told Dad, this ain't for me. Put me in something else.
Okay,
Yeah. I just stuck around because I just followed Julia around because I was scared.
And she
of
was
going off on my
she
own.
was like, hey, make your own friends.
Yeah.
I see. That's how I started learning figure skating. And then I ended up taking some lessons at our local rink back in New York as well. I volunteered to teach kids. Actually, no, I got paid for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
you did.
a
Oh,
job, yeah.
But I volunteered to teach kids with autism how to skate as community service. And then I also worked the skate shop growing up. Like I'd clean the people's shoes and give them shoes, and then I'd be the skate guard that goes around the rink. But nothing really came about for like my figure skating career. I do think figure skating is one of those things where unless you're naturally just super, super gifted, I do think it's a little bit better if you start earlier.
I don't even think it's like a gifted issue. I think it's a choice that you don't even make for yourself. I did some research into Eileen Gu because I'm a fan. Her mom was like an instructor too. Yeah. So like I kind of think it's like, yes, genetics is part of it, but it's also like a very intentional choice that your parents have to expose you to it early enough in life.
Yeah. I mean, Alyssa Liu started when she was 5.
Right.
And her dad saw potential through
Right.
that.
When you said like her dad saw potential through that, right? I asked dad once, I was like, Dad, why didn't you like why am I not great at anything? And he was like, girl, that's your fault. He literally said, I enrolled you in everything possible. It's not my fault you didn't show exceptional potential in anything.
Damn.
And I was like, damn, that's kind of true. He did it. Like we got a lot of opportunities. But it's kind of crazy because you're going to talk about your violin soon. But I just feel like they gave us a lot of opportunities to explore. But if we actually said like, I want to go pro in any of the things that they wanted us to explore, they'd be like, no.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I think that was a really nice segue into just like your parents allowing you to explore early and then really doubling down on things that you excel at. And really, I think as a kid, you're a kid, so you can't really identify these things yourselves. But our dad did allow us a plethora of opportunities to figure that out. I think it is very selective due to like his worldview. So there are certain things where he's just like, no volleyball, bad for your knees, or like no contact sports, like
no
things
drums.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No drums.
I really wanted to play the drums when I was younger.
yes.
But luckily or unfortunately, our aunt was a violin teacher. She's a professional violinist. So I started playing the violin when I was 5. That means Alice was 6. Leona also started, I think, when you were 4 or 5.
Or 6, yeah.
5 or 6 as well. And then we also started piano during that time as well. I played all the way up until college. Unfortunately, my college didn't really have a orchestra, so I stopped playing then. But there was a stint in high school where I took playing violin very seriously. Leona and I played up until high school. You want to tell them your story?
I played up until high school.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
I think she played for like
What, like a year in high school, right? Or
Mm-mm.
throughout? All throughout?
I think I quit junior year because then I didn't have enough class space.
I also quit junior year.
Mhm.
oh
Yeah, because like AP classes junior year.
I think growing up, I actually hated it. I think we all hated it. But then I don't know what happened, but maybe it's because I was like kind of good. I started liking it. And then in high school, I really liked it to a certain point where I really wanted to enroll in Juilliard pre-college. Obviously, it's very hard. But at that time when I decided, I told my mom, and then I was practicing like 5 to 6 hours a day. And then we were trying to figure out logistics of how to make it happen. Obviously, it did not happen. And then I think also back to Alice's point, I think when like our parents had an inkling of like, oh, you're actually good and you want to take it pro, actually nah, like don't do that. I think I was good enough where like they were very satisfied with their investments, but then once you want to take it pro, they're like, no, don't take it pro. Like, this is not a sustainable career. I was also recruited to play at the NYU orchestra at Allstate one year. And then I took the card home to mom and dad. And actually, they were also like, no. Like, if you're going to NYU, like, you can't play in the orchestra. But I was like, oh, shit. Okay. So that never really happened for me. With baking, I think it's just a skill that I developed. So I still exercise that muscle today somehow, sometimes.
She
when I
baked me
bake.
something last week.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, me too.
Yeah, it was good.
Oh, yeah.
It was good.
on my birthday.
Yeah, I baked her a bunch of. Well, it's not really baking.
Is it not?
Actually,
It was
well,
cookies.
it's dessert.
baking, yeah.
there's no-
Cookies, no?
Yeah. I just remember when I started out, everyone was quite supportive. I think my dad just should like 嘴硬. Like, he'll just say, like, oh, she's making a mess out of my kitchen. My mom's always like, she's using all of my electricity. But then my dad would be the one to, like, drive me to Barnes & Nobles and buy me cooking books. Or, like, every time I go shopping with him at Stop and Shop, he'll, like, let me buy 2 things and I'll put it in my bin for baking. And then when I make, like, really nasty stuff, like bad cakes, like fondant cakes, I don't know why I used to make those, he'll, like, eat all of it.
But he'll tell me it's bad.
Yeah. Like, he'll tell me it's bad too, but then the next day I'll see that he ate, like, a lot of it. So I think he was trying to be supportive. And then I told Grandpa I wanted to be a pastry chef.
Oh.
And then Grandpa shut it down real quick.
Oh, Grandpa.
Grandpa was not a fan. He was just like, why do you want to, like, work like a hard service job? And yeah, looking back, I mean, it's really hard to be a pastry chef. I think I brought it up to Grandpa because it's similar to the Juilliard thing. I wanted to go to the Culinary Institute.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what do you think about this? I'm going to do this. And he's like, hell fucking no. And then that's where my dreams died.
Wait, can I also say, Grandpa had a convo with me once when you were late to dim sum. He was like, so I heard she wants to be a pastry chef. Like, what has she made? She said she's good. I'm like, I don't know. Like, she's made a cookie. It was pretty good. And he was like, oh, you Americans don't know pastry. Like, we were at, like, Bing Sing, right? And he was like, can she make this? And I'm like...
Bro, I was like 15.
No, and like it's like a Michelin star dim sum restaurant with, like, really, like, you know, like Michelin star bakery pastry chefs. It's like a Michelin star level. He's like, if she can make this, maybe we'll talk about it. Like a cookie. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, Grandpa,
So, yeah.
good times.
Yeah. Those are all of my 3 big dreams. And then I went into STEM and studied computer science, and now I'm a data scientist.
Wow. Yeah, I think my childhood dream kind of died in a similar way to you guys, where...
It's been crushed!
Yeah, low key. I think that, yeah, I had an inkling that my powers weren't kicking in, right? But luckily for me, that didn't stop me from being delusional because I had another hobby that was drawing. So I would put all of my delusions on paper instead. And that's how I came about to, like, having a new dream, which is to become an artist. Growing up, I just, like, always loved anime and, like, animation.
You also won a lot of art awards.
Yeah, she did.
I was also very introverted, so I would just, like, doodle, like, all the time, and spend a lot of time on my art. And I think it was, like, one of my passions where I would literally just, like, lose myself in it, and I would lose track of time, and I would just, like, sometimes I'd forget to eat. So I was just like, oh, this is, like, my passion, and I really, like, love this. And then
Wait, I don't think I've ever had a passion where I forgot a meal.
Oh.
Like, maybe food is my passion then, because, like, what do you mean you forgot to eat?
Yeah, no, this is very, very rare. I think it's only happened, like, with art and low-key with volleyball nowadays. But yeah, so I think growing up, this has been, like, my biggest hobby. And going into high school, like, I took, like, all the art classes. Like, every single year I took art. One year I took AP art and ceramics at the same time. 2 different mediums, but it's just, like, you know, I just loved, like, making. And then I remember telling Dad, like, oh, like, what if I go to college for art, you know? And then he would just be like, you're gonna end up as an artist on the subway, like, on the street. He was like, I'll give you a nickel for you to draw a portrait of me. Like, you could do that now without going to college. And I was just like, oh, okay, like, maybe you're right. And this was during the time too where graphic design or UX design or anything creative with the visual arts wasn't really, like, seen as a stable field. Or I think these things were, like, very up and coming where, like, visual design could be combined with, like, technology or something a bit more stable. So all these conversations were about, like, the fine arts or animation or storybook art and stuff like that, where it just was not a very stable field. It's like, I agree with that. And I also remember just, like, being in AP art and, oh my gosh, I don't know if I want to call him out, but low-key my AP art teacher was, like, not the most supportive either. But in the sense where it's like, he just didn't get my vision, you know? Because he would be like, why is there so much negative space? And he thought I was just slacking, which I kind of was, but in like a smart way where like, you know, you can play around with negative space. Basically for AP art, we had to do like hella artwork, like 12 pieces of breath and 12 pieces of concentration. So 24 well thought out pieces throughout 1 year. And so he gave me kind of a bad grade. He gave me like an 80 or something, or 85.
Art is subjective.
I know. It really is, because I ended up getting a 5 on the AP, and then senior year, he like came to me. I did not have him as a teacher again because it was senior year, and I don't think I took any art class senior year because I already finished all the AP arts and stuff. And then he was like, "Are you gonna apply to art school?" And I was just like, "No." And then he was like, "Oh," like he was like, you should really think about it." And then in my head, I was like, this is the guy who gave me an 80 or like an 85 or something. But anyways, I think art is very subjective. And I think also like I was not 100% confident in my skill, because I think if I was, like, I would have been like, you know, put a sock in it, Dad. Like, I'm gonna do this thing that I like truly like believe I will succeed in.
To be fair, Dad is very convincing.
He is very, very convincing. But yeah, like Julia said, I would also do like art competitions, and then I would also see like there's so many great artists in the world too. And as someone who loves consuming media with like artwork and like animation too, I think that just kind of like psyched me out, where it's like there are like, and I walk around in New York City and there are so many artists on the street and they are very talented. I'm like, okay, if someone like this can end up on the street, like that could be me too. And so I think just the combination of my own lack of confidence and Dad like saying in my ear that I'm gonna be like a homeless street artist.
Hey, but he's gonna give you a nickel.
Right. Yeah, like that just like pushed me in a different direction, which I think part of me is thankful for. So I ended up going into STEM because, you know, I
Tell
got
them what kind of STEM.
engineering, the E. But yeah, I was decent at science, I was decent at math, and I chose engineering because I can't deal with blood, and I just knew that I liked making things. So I was like, okay, maybe my love for making things will just transfer into a different medium, which is building physical things or designing physical things instead of 2D visual artwork.
That was kind of beautiful. It actually kind of made sense.
Really?
Yeah, I just went from politics, writing, journalism, law to accounting.
Yeah.
I mean, I went from being a twirl girl to a pastry chef to a violinist to a computer scientist.
Yeah, but hers was beautiful. You didn't
Yeah,
say
hers
nothing
was
beautiful yet.
There
Ninja
was
to
nothing,
superhero
like-
to artist to engineering.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
I think hindsight's 2020. I do think if one of us really pushed for something and we really were prodigies, I'd hope that Dad would have had the vision to support us there. I think we were excellent, but were we like the top of the top?
He would straight up say no.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he would say no. But at the same time, I think he wants to protect the hobbies that we have, because he always told us growing up that once your hobby becomes your job, you're not
Yes.
going to enjoy it anymore. And I do agree. Like, I actually can't imagine myself being a pastry chef. The hours are long and the work is hard, but I would love to like bake something for my sisters, you know, as a casual hobby. Or
I love it too.
yeah, or I love to jam out with my friends, and I don't know. I haven't jammed in a while.
Yeah.
We should jam
I'm
sometime.
down.
But like, yeah, even up until college, like I was just jamming in dorm rooms. Like it was fun, but if I had to do that to make a living, it'd be hard. Are there any hobbies you've actually managed to keep into adulthood, or maybe new ones you picked up later in life?
I think there was a period of time where I actually stopped drawing during college, and I was like, oh, I just want to like focus on figuring out what this engineering thing's all about. But I don't think it was as, I don't know. I don't think it like drew the same passion in me. So I did end up going back to drawing just like as a hobby. And I was like, oh, I really miss having this feeling. And I wasn't really able to find anything to replace it, at least in college. And then recently, yeah, it's been like ebbing and flowing too, because I was recently in like job recruitment, so that just took up a lot of my time. But now that I've settled into my new role, I'm trying to draw more again and get back into sketching and painting. But that is a hobby that I still want to continue for, I think, the rest of my life, because even earlier this week, like I started painting again. Like I think this was the first time I painted in like the past year, and I painted for like 4 hours straight. And I still got that same feeling where it was just the most like intense like flow state that I felt in a really long time. So yeah, that is something that I want to hold myself to keep pursuing, even if it's just as a hobby.
So for me, it's kind of interesting and sad. There was a period of time where I had no hobbies. My first job out of college was just so intense that like I just didn't have time for anything outside of work. When I switched to a less intensive job, right, I still didn't really look for any hobbies or pick up any new hobbies because I think as I aged or grew up, I think I tie hobbies to a monetary value. So for me, it's almost like, oh, if I have time, I should be doing something that can make more money, right? So I didn't really pick up any hobbies until like 3 years ago. I would say like streaming now, like I stream. I would consider that my hobby. But if I'm being very honest, I don't make a lot of money from streaming at all. Like I barely, very, very, very small audience. But it's kind of a way where I trick my own brain, if you will, where it's like, oh, I'm not making a lot of money streaming or playing video games, but I could. So it's like lying to myself. It's like a trick on my own brain where it's like, oh, okay, don't feel guilty about having fun because there's always a chance that you're going to make money. Does that make sense?
No, that makes total sense. And I think for me, I actually kind of relate to it because last year I had a period of time where I tried out freelancing for graphic design. And I was like, oh, maybe this is my chance to make money while I pursue this passion. And I was like, this will also give me just less pressure when I am doing art and to think that like I'm not doing something productive towards my future.
Right.
But it just like, honestly, it like burnt me out like creating for other people. And that's why I am no longer pursuing it as like a full-time career in that sense, where I realized that I can't make art for other people like all the time. And so now I've like come to the realization that like it truly is like a passion for me. And the things that I want to create, like I want to be the owner of it and like the sole creative director, and rather than like making things for other people. But I will say a new hobby that I have that has zero monetary value, it actually depletes my bank account sometimes and is like has no future at all basically, is volleyball, because I started this sport when I graduated college. So obviously way past the prime time to be trained professionally or even semi-professionally for it. And I pay so much money to go to these gym rentals in New York City. It's insane how much money I spend on volleyball a year or even in a month. But I just have so much fun playing it. And I have like that same like flow state sometimes where I just like lose myself in the sport. So I think for me, like
She's addicted.
I'm so addicted. They know like my schedule is so crazy because I'm playing volleyball probably like 2 to 3 times a week.
It's really hard to find time to even film for you guys because she's always playing volleyball.
Yeah. And it's like kind of crazy because it's like, what am I working towards, right? Like, I'm never going to compete in the Olympics. I'm never going to compete even on like I don't even know, like a state level probably.
But you're just having fun. And
I know,
I don't think
yeah.
there's anything wrong with that. I actually think like it's a healthy mindset to have. I think you'd be surprised to know that a lot of people would want a hobby like that, where like you actually maybe like financially don't gain too much, but you're just like really, really enjoying yourself.
Now I kind of just really appreciate having something that I can just fully enjoy and like love for like what it is and not really stress out about whether it's productive.
I will also say that for you, yeah, I'm not there yet. I need it to be monetarily tied for it to feel productive for me. I feel guilty if I'm spending free time, doing something not tied to money. But I would say for your volleyball thing, at least it's tied to health benefits.
That's true. And it's a great social sport. So it's like a good way for me to like stay connected with my friends. Like we play volleyball together every so often. So it's nice just seeing their faces around too.
I think I'm somewhere in between. So with figure skating, this is actually the 3rd winter season that I've explored taking adult figure skating classes. It's not super expensive, but it is time consuming where I'd have to commute to the rink like every Monday, once a week, and then spend like 3 hours at the rink. There's off ice, there's on ice time, and then there's like free skate. And I just always like hesitate. This winter season, I was so close. I was like on the checkout button. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not sure if I can commit the time. So I think I'm in between you guys where like I want to be here, but I think I'm still kind of here where I invested a lot of my time to just things that also eat up my money that are not hobbies like grad school, but then like also like YouTube, which is also a new hobby that I found in my adult like post grad life, which started off as like just pure hobby because I liked filmography and photography, and then it became something that does have that like financial added benefit to it that I keep up with. But yeah, I think I don't have a lot of time, but if I did, then I definitely would be like you or aspire to be like you where yeah, even if it's like a little bit expensive, like it's just a hobby that I want to keep up. But I think at this point in our lives, like being able to have free time is a really big privilege too.
Yeah, I definitely like don't sleep sometimes because of volleyball. So
Yeah. Oh,
but
oh,
I am addicted.
I see. I mean, I don't sleep till like work. Which
Oh.
is so bad. Do you think any of your childhood dreams are still achievable today, or do they look different now than they did when you were younger? I think some of them are still achievable, but in different capacity. So for ice skating, obviously there's still like a lot of adult figure skaters out there. I can definitely sign myself up for lessons, which I still have not done yet, but I do try to go ice skating once a year at least with my friends, just as a social activity and just to make sure that I can still like stand on the ice and not fall. For the violin thing, I still like to go to classical music concerts at least like once a year. I think I haven't been this past year actually, so now it's every other year, but I used to have a Carnegie Hall membership. And then for the pastry chef thing, I still bake, and I think when I was going through the breakup, I baked a lot more.
I got fat when she was going through the breakup.
No, not fat.
I got fat. You just kept baking and I just kept eating.
I think it's mainly like a time thing because baking is so time consuming, but I'm going to put this out in the universe. But my end goal with content creation is to be a pastry chef or cooking content creator.
Really?
That's my end goal.
Well, new channel coming through?
I don't know. I think I just really believe in like fluidity and just like change as a creator.
Okay.
So right now, like obviously my focus is like my job, living in New York City. I don't think I'll be like a mom creator, to be honest. That's like TBD. I have some qualms around that, but I would love to like switch it as I grow.
Yeah, your viewers will grow with you.
Yeah.
Like Taylor Swift.
Yeah, but like maybe like more like home lifestyle. But then at the end, like my dream would be to like just cook and people just watch me cook, and then I'll invite you guys over. You guys can
I'll eat.
I'll eat.
Yeah,
I'll
for
eat.
you.
That's like my main dream, my main goal. So
Wow.
hopefully one day.
You know what's funny? My community wants to see me cook more, but for the opposite reason.
Just to see you fail?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, maybe because I'm still Delulu to a certain extent and I'm just an optimist, I think my dream is still very achievable. And I think part of it is because it's a dream for myself. So my dream never really involved like recognition from other people or even a specific monetary price tag like that's associated with it. I think I just had the broad dream of just like making art and just like putting to paper what is in my heart. Because I've always loved anime and manga, I just want to like put the stories that are in my head on paper.
Yeah.
And so like you guys know me, I'm always head in the clouds, like always thinking of my Delulu thoughts. And so I think it's also a matter of time and just self-discipline. But I think when I lock in, I'll be able to put those on paper. And I think just like having that in my eyes, that will be like my dreams will have been fulfilled. And if money comes after that, if like recognition comes after that, great. But I think I've come to terms with like, I'm fine if it's not like the way that I make money, because at one point I was like, oh, maybe I could kill two birds with one stone. And
Yeah.
it could be. But now at this point, like I just want to achieve this dream for myself.
Yeah.
At the end
Well,
of the day.
I do want to say, like, she's actually super talented. So it's not like, you know, Delulu to the point of like me being 5'5" and wanting to play in the WNBA, right? Like there's some level of skill behind that belief that she can make a living out of this. So if you haven't yet, go check out her art Instagram. It's I mean, we can put it somewhere, but it's one of the 3 accounts that Doremi follows on Instagram. So you guys can actually check out her work. She's actually talented. So
Thanks for the shout out. I will try
Yeah.
to post more.
Yeah.
I feel like I've just been inconsistent
Yeah.
and shy. I don't know. I still believe. We'll check back in like a couple years, you know. I'm hoping.
Couple years.
We'll
check,
see.
check in a couple months.
That's true.
Who's
That's
holding
true.
you accountable?
Me.
Them.
Oh, them.
Our audience.
I will say you got to
Sure.
work on the discipline thing, because one day I called this girl. I'm like, "Hey, how's your art going?" She's like, "Oh, the inspo gods did not bless me today. Maybe they'll bless me tomorrow." And that was the most Gen Z thing. I was like,
Well, it's an FP thing because I'm an INFP, so I think like I'm trying to lock in more on the discipline. But like how it's always been is like I'll just get like possessed or something. Like I feel like yesterday when I was painting, something just possessed me, and I just like didn't stop painting for like 4 hours.
What's her Enneagram again?
I'm a
"Oh,
type
she,
4.
it's the
Yeah,
Lulu
yeah.
one. She thinks she's the main
I'm the
character."
Delulu one, the individualist.
Yeah.
But yeah, low key, that's how I explain my like creative workflow is like I just get possessed or like inspo just like takes over, right? But I want to streamline that process more into something more disciplined and controlled. So
Oh yeah, if some of you guys watch my channel, the intro animation, she made that. So I got a lot of really good feedback about that. I might need you to draw
Yay.
something new for me.
wait, I would love that. That was like
Yeah.
one of my first animations
But
ever.
the thing is, like, you're not disciplined. So sometimes when I ask you, it's gonna
That's
take
true.
a little bit for it to come.
I've
That's
been
true,
waiting
that's
for
true.
I've been waiting for a Twitch intro for over a year now. Just saying.
All right, well, you heard it here first. I will get these done.
Well, you gotta commission her. I commissioned her.
I told her I'd pay her when it's done. It's not done.
And that's how you know
I'm
it's
not a sucker.
It's a pure hobby because
Yeah.
even when money's involved, I don't deliver.
You know what's crazy though? Like I got people that will do it for less money. I was gonna pay you more because you're my sister, and like I got nothing right now.
I will pray to the inspo gods right after this video.
I think my dreams were always practical to begin with. I'm a J. I'm a very practical person
I
to
don't know
begin
about
with.
the princess.
I mean, I could have married like
Right.
one of
Sure, you could be Meghan Markle.
sure, whatever.
She's not even a princess anymore.
Oh,
Oh, that's a whole that's a whole other thing. I feel like my dreams were very practical to begin with. So like could I still go into politics? Sure. Would I? Probably not.
hey, but you play the political game amongst your friends. I don't know what I mean. You're the president of your friends, in my eyes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Could I be a lawyer? Yes. But practically, would I? No, I'm still paying off my student loans from.
You're my lawyer against mom and dad.
What is this?
You are. She is. She defends me. She debates them for
where my
me.
fees though? Where my fees though?
where her
Yeah, where my fees? I got nothing.
You also operate for free.
Yeah.
It's a passion.
That's a hobby.
What was the other one? Oh, like journalism. Oh my god. Did I tell you guys what dad said when I said journalism?
What?
He said, "Ha! You think you can go on the streets and ask people random questions when it's snowing out, when it's hot out in a war zone? You think you hard like that?" And I was like, "Yeah, you're right. You're
Why does dad sound like your biggest off right now?
Well, I mean, he was. Did he not? He did that for all of us, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but yeah, journalism. Like, could it happen? Yeah. Will it? No.
Wait, we
Um,
should do like an episode of life lessons from dad.
Oh yeah, there's so many.
Oh, I have
So
so
many.
many.
I have
good
so
ones.
So many.
Okay,
Um,
table that.
Wow. So many
Uh,
analogies.
Was there one more? Oh, writer. Could I be a writer? Technically, yes. Will I be a writer? No, probably not.
I mean, I do
Um,
think writing is something that you can. It's not like a. age limit or like
No.
physical limit unless like obviously you can't use your arm.
Yeah,
No.
it's like drawing.
It's a monetary limit for me right now. Like I need to make money. In terms of answering your question, right? Could all these things still come true? Yes. Are they likely to come true? No, highly unlikely.
Oh.
Damn, you
Yeah.
gotta manifest the energy though. You gotta put it
Yeah.
out there.
No, I think like in terms of dreams now, I just want to like I don't know, maybe buy a farm and live off the land.
Wait, that was our next question. Our next question is, do you have new dreams now as an adult?
Yeah.
Not necessarily career dreams, just things you hope your life includes.
Yeah.
You want to be a farm girl?
Could you handle the farm animals?
No, okay.
Taking care of the animals?
Okay, I just don't want to work anymore. I'm so tired. I'm just so tired, okay?
That's
Like,
fair.
I joke about marrying up and being a housewife. I know myself. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to find something else to do. Like, I'm such a busybody. Like, I'll do something, right? But it has to be something that makes some money because, like, I need money. Like, I can't eat interests, okay? I can't eat hobbies.
Damn.
Now you sound like dad.
I mean, I am his daughter.
Yeah.
The world's made you rough. This episode's supposed to like heal our inner child.
Wait, okay, at least
You know what the
Yeah.
difference is? Like, 1 out of 3 of us still has a lot of student debt. So I feel like from the perspectives, like from where we stand, it's a little different too.
That's fair. Definitely hear where you're coming from because where you financially stand enables you or disables you to have other interests or
Yeah.
time to like pursue those interests. It's definitely a privilege to have so many hobbies
Yes,
and a privilege to have hobbies that don't like
require
make
money. Yeah.
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 Versus like hobbies that take your money.
Yeah.
You know?
You think our immigrant parents had time to have existential crisis?
Wait, but also like Bad Bunny, you know, like didn't you guys tell me that he was a grocery, like a supermarket bagger?
You got
and
Bad
look
Bunny.
at him.
You got Bad Bunny talent. I don't.
I'm not saying all of us are Bad Bunny, but I think that like there are a lot of potential Bad Bunnies out there that don't take the risk, or like they just don't invest in their hobbies or their
The world
true
does not
passions.
need 100,000 Bad Bunnies.
That's true. I'm just
Bad Bunny.
saying, you know.
No, it's crazy because when I told you Bad Bunny like wrote his songs at a grocery store, you're like, oh, at a grocery store? I was like, no, girl, like he was working at the grocery store.
I remember that story.
Yes.
She thought he literally just went inside a grocery store and
Started
wrote
spitting lines.
stuff.
And then when I found out the truth, I was like, hey, more respect. You know? Yeah, and I don't think everyone's hobby or passion should become their profession. At least for me, it's like I'm okay with it not ending up that way. It's great if it does. But I just think like if you do have an inkling of a passion, like it's sad not to pursue it in some form.
Yeah, back to the original question. Yeah, my only dream right now is to make more money, but do less work.
Current dreams?
Yeah, I think I want to just get back more into drawing, maybe get back to the pace that I was when I was younger, and actually hopefully show you guys something because I'm a little shy, but I think I want to just get better at sharing my hobby with the world too, or just like with people close to me.
You guys as in us or you guys as in them?
Well, definitely you guys and maybe you guys,
Damn.
but we'll see.
Okay.
Because I do think like I'm creating for myself, but I think there is a joy in sharing what I make with other people. And then I think for my other hobby, like volleyball, it kind of sounds sad, but I know it's like a limited time that I can enjoy this hobby for. So I'm just trying to like embrace it and like take my money. Like I'm just gonna play as much as I can while my body is still good. And you know, you guys know I just entered my late 20s, so time is really ticking for me. And yeah, I just know that I won't be able to like enjoy this sport forever in the same capacity. So my goal is just to play as much as I can while I still can.
You know,
Yeah.
Grandma was good at volleyball, apparently.
I know, I think it's in our blood because dad literally like tried to keep us away from it, but I guess I couldn't stay away.
Mhm.
What about you? Dreams currently, I guess?
Oh, well, I mean, your pastry.
Oh yeah, I already
You said that
already
one, yeah.
talked about my
Any
dreams.
others?
Oh no, I think I'm just like a passion pursuer. So there's just a lot of things that I'm very passionate about. Obviously, I think if you kind of like trend our childhood dreams,
Yeah.
I think I'm just all like kind of over the place. So maybe it's very focused on like current hobbies that I have.
Or maybe it's something unrelated to anything right now. It's not even on your radar yet.
Yeah.
It's possible.
I think dreams is just I want to build stuff too, but different from how Leona builds things. I think she's very like creative, artistic with her hands. I think for me, when I build, like I want to build maybe with how do I phrase this? Like I think when Leona builds, she only builds for herself. And then I think when I build, I think about building for others. Not in a altruistic, philanthropic way.
No, in a business mindset. How do I make money way?
No, it's not even money. It's just like, how do I like share what I want to see in the world with other people?
Okay, fine. I'll take the money if you don't want it.
Okay, yeah. I mean, obviously, just practically, like you have to have some returns to have it be sustainable and actually helpful to other people. And I think that's the signal that people actually want this thing. Is also like if they like it, they pay for it, they consume it in a way. And I would say the same thing for you too, where it's just like, I know you don't really care too much about other people appreciating the thing, like you're building it for yourself. But if one day you want to put it out in the world, like that's a really strong signal if people are like willing to like pay for it.
Yeah, no, I mean, ideally, like I would make something that others can enjoy too, because I mean, this hobby and this passion stemmed from watching anime or reading manga. And part of that is just like, I wish to have that same effect, like, you know, like the impact that Naruto had on us, not just that anime, other great animes too. It like shaped me as a person and like got me through really, really hard times. That is part of what I want to achieve for the future. I think just like the first step to that is like making for myself, like making something that like would heal like my own soul, and then like just like hoping that it positively affects other people too.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That is beautiful. Yeah.
I feel like if dad heard this, he'd just be like, what the?
I don't know where I got this from, but I want to build for like communities. I'm very like community based building. I think even with like social media, it is like even if it's parasocial, I think it is community building too. But yeah, my dream is to build.
I want to mind my own business.
Okay.
I just want to have enough money to not have to wake up every day and go into work.
That's fair.
When I get to a place where I have enough money, then I'll figure it out.
3 very different personalities. 3 very different dreams.
Unfortunately, all 3 of us were raised to not do nothing. So
Wait, I feel like I like doing stuff though, and I think you guys do too.
I think we're all very busybody.
nature versus nurture. I think nature, I'm a very lazy person. But then nurture, they made me a doer. So I just gotta do something with my extra time.
Wait, do you guys ever feel like when you're on vacation, you just start getting antsy and you want to like do something?
No, I just feel guilty.
Oh,
Even if I'm in the house all day, I have cabin fever with just one day.
yeah.
I just need to go on a walk. Last question. If you could tell your younger self one thing about the future, what would it be?
I think this one's hard because like I think about like how the world is changing right now. And, you know, like if I was in college right now, like what would I major in? Because like everything changes so fast, right? I think if I can go back and tell myself something, I would just not tell me anything. And I know it sounds crazy. Right?
Oh, that's kind of meta.
No. Like I know it sounds crazy because I'm a planner, but I did the best I could with the information that I had at the time that I had to make the decisions. So like it's hard because like what would I tell myself to do different? I did everything right. Like at the time I was doing it. There was no better choice. You know what I mean? So like
Your trauma voice is coming out again.
yeah, I'm like, listen, I don't want to bring this up every stream, but being the first pancake, like you guys avoided a lot of stuff that I stepped on. I don't think anything I could say now. I mean, like, okay, fine. If there's one thing I could say, fine. Invest all your money in these stocks, XYZ. That's it. Like, I would give myself some insider trading information.
Was that the nature of this question? Like, it's like
What was the question?
I interpreted it differently than that.
Yeah. Any advice? Positive? Wait, you want to go first? Or?
Wait, was mine not positive?
No.
Yours is funny. I would. Yeah,
I need to think too.
I take it back. I wouldn't say nothing. I would say Apple, Google, Amazon, Alibaba, Nvidia,
Bruh.
2020 dip. I'd give myself all those.
I mean, based off of my personal life experiences, it'd just be to like believe in yourself and take risks.
Yeah, that's not helpful to young Julia.
Really?
I think she'd be like, okay, thanks. Like, I got that from Disney Channel already.
I feel like young Julia believed in herself.
I think so
Maybe
too.
a little too much
A little
sometimes.
too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were one cocky bastard.
Yeah, I don't know what fueled that.
Delulu.
Yeah.
She said we were Delulu in the beginning. She was a different kind of Delulu.
You were a different type of Delulu
Yeah.
for sure.
Everything happens for a reason. Nah, these are this.
Yo, say something that's not from a fortune cookie, man.
I would tell my younger self that dreams can be revived. Certain dreams can, certain dreams can't. So if they're tied to like physical ability, that is definitely harder. So like, for example, my dreams being a figure skater, I think that has like I can still have it as a hobby, but it's just not going to be me competing competitively. But dreams kind of like me being a pastry chef, I definitely want to revive that. And I'm still flexing that muscle like to this day when I have time. And then in the future, I hope that I can bake more and like kind of potentially even one day making content and like making money off of that passion too. I think that would be very exciting for me. And then so there are just certain hobbies that will age better than others. And so I wouldn't say like just because it doesn't work out for you back when you're younger doesn't mean it can't work out for you later in life if you really still have that passion for it.
I think I would just tell myself that if you don't try to pursue and achieve your dreams, someone else is going to do that. And they're going to beat you to it. Or like, obviously we all have an abundance mindset, but I think that I've definitely seen people who I felt like they were about as talented as I was, or maybe even less.
Yeah.
Yeah, like no hate towards them. Like I think it's even more admirable that like I have witnessed people that I once like saw on the same level as me, or like being like, okay, if I can't achieve this dream, like neither can they. And then they've like grown so much and kept like working at this thing that I kind of gave up on, or just like kind of like let like falter.
Mm-hmm.
And then now they're just like doing so much more and so much better than I could have imagined for myself in the past too.
That's
even
real.
though, like, you know, I saw them as the same or even less than I was.
Mm-hmm. That's real.
So I think I would just tell myself that like, yes, dreams are important, passions are important, but it's also important to like believe in yourself and to also just put in the work and not make excuses. Like I think when you're young, you can attribute a lot of things to like luck or like to talent, but I think the one thing that is in your control is just to like to persist. And I think when I was younger, I just didn't realize how far that could actually take you, especially in a creative field. So
That's very good.
So I think it's been a while since I've talked about my childhood dreams, and just revisiting those memories really inspired me and has been more motivating than I thought. So we would love to hear about your dreams, or any dreams that you're currently pursuing, any dreams that you maybe gave up and regret or trying to revive, like Julia here. Yeah, and if you have any questions for us, or if you want to leave any supporting words too, I would really appreciate that, because I get easily discouraged. So please like, comment, and subscribe below. Thanks for tuning in, and thank you for caring about our dreams and listening to our dreams. And hopefully one day you will see my artwork and her chefing it up and her having a lot of money.
Doing nothing.
Yes. So stay tuned for that.
Stay dreaming.
Oh god.
All right. Stay dreaming. That's what Julia told me to say. It kind of sounds lame.
Yeah,
but
why don't you say it? Why are you making her say it? You say it.
Stay dreaming. This has been
No.
Ray, me,
Girls. We hope you dream about us.
Don't dream about me.
That's a little weird. I don't know if I want to appear in their dreams.
Okay.
But
Just kidding then.
That's a weird thing to say when you're showing feet.
No, they can't see our feet.
Okay, good.
No.
I'm wearing
Not
socks, so
sexual,
I'm
not sexual,
covered.
Not sexual.